understand what we had to understand, which is that there is a way, a healthy way, to resolve conflict within a marriage. If you don't know the definition of conflict, you won't know how to respond appropriately. Conflict exists when there's a need of another and that need is not being met. And if you skip 1 and skip 2, the steps 1 and 2, you won't be able to resolve the conflict. Step 1 is to identify what the need is, and then step 2 is to see if the need can be met. And oftentimes before we do 1 and 2, we go to coping mechanisms, or what we call management of the conflict. And depending on your temperament has a lot to do with how you're going to resolve the conflict. So how we cope, externally or internally processing the conflict, is just one coping mechanism. But there are a lot of other coping mechanisms that destroy marriages. Seeking out approval or attention from other people, inappropriate people, having infidelity, drinking, fighting, cursing, ignoring, avoiding, talking about it to somebody else. There are a lot of poor coping mechanisms that people will do when they're in conflict, shutting down. So we've got the need of acceptance, affection, appreciation, approval, attention, comfort, encouragement, security, support, and last but not least, respect. And you can usually find one of those 10 needs in your conflict with your spouse. And we say they're intimacy needs because they're usually needs that you require from your spouse, more so than from anybody else. You might need attention from a mom or dad.
Conflict in marriage and the inability to fix it has destroyed marriages. They end up just separating, and what we did just now, we talked about it. And that was a low level conflict. That was not a real big conflict, but there's some who are watching right now who are trying to figure out, how do we deal with the big things? How do we deal with financial conflicts? How do we deal with, there may have been some breach in security or infidelity or money issue, or even sex. So how do you cope? How do you cope? Do you shut down? Do you withdraw? We encourage you to fix it and not just roll with the punches and not just sweep it under the carpet. Just find, and if you can't come to some type of conversation, then get a mediator or get a counselor, someone who is skilled in it, not just any old body, not just any old body. Sometimes pastors be jacking people up, your friend, girlfriend, boyfriend.
It's true.
I'm just saying, be smart and be wise to get counsel who has the expertise in mediating conflicts and resolving conflicts and hearing that person's emotions and feelings associated with that, and even trying to help them go back and deal with what is the root cause of it. Because more than likely, it was something dealing with their past, and it just comes out in the marriage.
Or it's your present and it's a need that you just have not identified.